family. Usually in India, wedding happens in the girl's house, right? In the villages especially, they put up a big pandal in front of the house somewhere nearby. So this big wedding ceremony was going on, and the mantap was arranged, and all the friends and relatives had gathered, and everybody was gathered. There was a big homa made, right? Agni Sakshi, they say. So the wedding vows are accepted in front of the fire. So this homa was set up. Pujari was sitting there chanting some mantras. Usually the groom is sitting before, right? And then they go get the bride. And so the ceremony was going on, and the bride was brought, and the bride was sitting this side, the groom was sitting that side, and they were doing the yagna. So this girl, the bride, she had a pet cat. Okay? And this cat was very close to her, always should hang around, with her. And so that cat also came and sat next to that Havan Kund. And this pujari is like, oh, this animals and all should not come in front of the Havan. And so he tried to shoo her away. And this cat now started running this way, running that way. And then this girl, this bride, had a brother. The mother called for the brother and said, hey, go, that cat is running around, go catch it and just put it on the side over there, put like a monkey, this basket. So put the monkey over there and keep one stone over there so that it doesn't run around here and there, otherwise it will just make disturbance. And so this fellow started running behind it, and there was a little bit of commotion. And then finally they caught this unwilling cat, put it over there, put a monkey, and then put a stone on top. And then the wedding ceremony went on peacefully. Right? And then the wedding happened, and then this girl was, sent to her in-laws' place. And, then the time passed. This girl had a child of her own. And the child was growing up and all that. It was a girl. And then 25 years later, now it was the day of the wedding of that girl's daughter. And she was feeling so much anxiety, making all the arrangements for the marriage of her daughter. And so she was saying, see, we should do everything fully per our tradition. Let us make all the arrangements properly. You can imagine, very auspicious thing, and they want to make sure that everything is being done properly. And then the wedding was going on, very similarly in that village. They had a big pandal set up. Pujari was sitting there, and the groom was sitting over there. And then the bride was called, and they brought the bride. At that time, suddenly, the mother of the bride, she said, "Stop, stop! In our tradition, there are certain principles, some things we follow in our tradition. We come from so and so family. Our family tradition is there." His mother is telling, "What tradition is this? What do you want to do?" In our family, when the bride comes, along with the bride, you have to bring a cat. It can't be any cat. It has to be a black cat only. And then, what do you do with the cat? See, on the northeast corner, it's all northeast is very considered auspicious. In the northeast corner, you should go bring a monkey. And then you should keep the cat over there, put a monkey on top, and on top of it, you have to keep a black stone. These are family tradition. And then they were all running around, where to go find a cat now? Some hapless cat they bought. They put a monkey. They went looking for a black stone. Right? And they wasted half an hour looking for this, arranged. And now mother said, yes, now this is for our tradition. Things can go on nicely. If you go look, there are many, many traditions like this and some practices and all that in homes. You ask somebody, why do you do this? Nobody has any answer. And they will say, hey, this is parampara, you're a blasphemous person. What are you doing? Isn't it? I've been told you should not cut hair on Tuesdays. I've been told you should not cut hair on Fridays. I've also been told you should not cut hair on Saturdays. I don't know what days left. Any other days you should not cut hair? Anybody knows? Isn't it? But anybody knows why? I'm guessing, see in the earlier traditions, the barber, there used to be a clan of barbers. And Sunday you can't give them holiday. If you give Sunday holiday to barbers, what will everybody has to get their haircut done, right? So they said Sunday no holiday, Saturday no holiday. Yeah, I'm sure they had to come up with Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday looks good. If you do analysis, some people are business people here, if you do analysis, which is the day when barbers' least attendance is there, I'm sure it will come out to be Tuesday. Makes logical sense, right? There may be a practical reason why, you should not cut hair on this thing. But we make this thing, unless there is some Shastric understanding. Right? So that is why one has to, before accepting something, one has to understand where is this knowledge coming from? Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshyo viduhu. And even then, our Shastras are very, very wonderful. They say always there's a concept of sadhu, Shastra and Guru. Guru, sadhu, Shastra. Three things have to agree in order to accept something. Because Guru is representing the parampara. That's the purpose of a Guru. Then the Shastras are meant to be, repositories of this timeless knowledge. But what happens over time, as Kala, Desha, Patra, they say, the Shastras, there are interpretations for the Shastras. Because it's not like a very direct, understanding. Some things are very direct, simple. Sometimes you will need the interpretation of the Guru and the Sadhus to understand the Shastras. So that is why there is this concept of this Guru. There is Shastras, which has the embodiment of knowledge. But the Guru's responsibility is to take the Shastras and for the time, place and circumstance, come up with practical things to follow and do that is in line with the Shastras. And then there is a sadhus, other practitioners of the thing that align with the Guru's teachings. Right? If you see, for example, our spiritual master Srila Prabhupada. Right? Let us see if somebody can name something unique that Prabhupada did, which was not very prevalent during his time, and which, was a new introduction in one sense. But there is Shastric evidence and there is Sadhu's evidence for following this. Can somebody name one thing that Prabhupada did which was very unique, which was not there before? Huh? Sannyasi crossing the ocean. Yeah, that's also very true, right? In many sannyasis would not cross the ocean before that. There have been few examples before that, but very rarely sannyasis would not leave the, before this thing. Something else, this is a little bit more modern. Huh? Women going in the altar and worshipping the Lord. Any temple have you seen women pujaris? Prabhupada gave Brahmana Diksha to women, which was unheard of. Usually, in the Vedic tradition, again, the Brahmana Diksha was meant as just a recognition of a certain level of internal and external cleanliness. Really, that's what it is. Certain level of, you reach a certain level of internal purity, you're able to follow certain levels of external cleanliness and internal cleanliness, and said, okay, now you are authorized to worship the deity. Because worshipping the deity means, just like, for example, if the President of America was coming, right, wouldn't there be protocol that you will follow? Right? Can anybody just go and say, oh, I'm going to serve the President, or I'm going to take care of him, or I'm going to, there'll be, his secret service will be there, and there'll be so much of, I remember in 1997, when Bangalore temple was inaugurated, I was there in Bangalore at that time, and the President of India, Shankar Dayal Sharma, used to be the President in those days, he had come for the inauguration. 1 week before, in India they call it this black cat commandos, they call it. That is the security service, like our secret service here, it is called black cat. Those people will come, the deputy commissioner of the city came, the police, DCP came, this thing came. Entire temple was sanitized, meaning they were from at least almost like first to 1 week there before they came, they analyzed everything. 2 days before, people were posted at different places. Within that area, all of us were given like a badge to wear. If you didn't have the badge, you are not allowed within that area itself. Even Pujari, everybody had to wear that thing, and they would validate who the person is and all that. So many protocols you follow, right? Like that, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead is being worshipped, there is some protocol to be followed, some level of cleanliness, some level of this thing and all that. That is the meaning of the Brahmana Diksha. So internal purity and external purity, both. Internal purity through some practice of chanting and reading and this thing, and Prabhupada instituted an exam. There's a Bhakti Shastri exam you have to write and understand. You have to pass that exam to be considered from Brahmana Diksha. And he said, in the Vedic times, the wives of the Brahmana also helped in the deity worship. Right? They would arrange all the paraphernalia and all those things. And people who come from traditional families, they would have an experience of this. Like in South India, they call it muddy. Anybody has heard this word, muddy? South India? In North India, I don't know what they call it. I'm sure it's different things. So there is a certain level of cleanliness. You have to take a bath. And after you take a bath, you can't touch things. Like for example, in our temple pujaris also, if you have to pass water, means you have to pass urine, you have to take out all your clothes. You can go and then you have to wash just for passing your urine itself, not just passing stool. So a certain level of cleanliness has to be maintained. You can't eat food with the same clothes which you go into the altar. Right? And it makes sense, right? Because all of us, how many times you have eaten and things fall on our dress? Doesn't it happen? So like that, there is certain level of these things. And Prabhupada said, in the Vedic tradition, women need to help the husband do it. Now, in this modern day and age, especially here in the Western countries, Prabhupada recognized that women were taking very responsible roles and they were participating actively in the society. They were all taking jobs. Right? If you go back 100 years, women were not in the workforce. Right? How many of our grandmothers were working outside? Nobody, right? Practically. Mothers, I'm sure many of our mothers might have worked. But grandmothers, very doubtful. But they used to take care of things. So like that, Prabhupada recognized the changing times and he said, women can also do deity worship. And in order to say which woman can be do, cannot do, he introduced Brahmana Diksha for women also. And very similar standards they also follow. Now, if you understand from a Shastric perspective, why this is okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, it doesn't matter whether you are a Gruhe Dako, Vane Dako, Sada Hari Bole Dako. Either you are in the Gruha or in the Vana, doesn't matter. Everywhere, just Sada Hari, always chant the names of Hari. A spirit soul, there is no gender for the spirit soul. Right? In fact, the Shastras explain, Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tadite ante kalevaram. If somebody is, very attached to women, and then at the time of death you think of women, it is said that next life you will get a woman's body. So, our own, whether today, this life we might be in a man's body, last time we might have been a woman's body. Before that we might have been a man. We don't know what body we were in. Atma, there is no gender. Right? And so, the capacity of the Atma to practice spiritual life is the same. So that is why Prabhupada instituted this as an Acharya, and then there is Shastric evidence for this. There is other sadhus who have concurred on this thing, and nowadays, it is not a even in the Christian tradition, women are allowed now to be priests and things like that. Right? So things change, times change, and you change along according to that. But you still have to follow the Guru Sadhu Shastra checks and balance. So Krishna here is telling, Evam parampara praptam. This knowledge was passed down in parampara, and he is talking about, in the previous verse, he actually explains, what are these things. He is saying, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam vivaswan maname praha manur ikshvakave brabit. Krishna said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivaswan. Vivaswan instructed it to Manu, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. So, this parampara is one of the paramparas. Now let us ask this question. In the Vedic tradition, anybody knows how many bona fide paramparas are recognized in the Vedic tradition? 4 paramparas. Very nice. Which are they? One parampara coming from? Swamiya. Vishwamitra. No, not exactly. We should start from the first person. Somebody heard Brahma. Brahma Sampradaya is one. Starting from Brahma. Then Lord Shiva. Rudra Sampradaya it is called. Starting from Lord Shiva. Then Kumara Sampradaya. You heard of the 4 Kumaras? Kumara Sampradaya is one of the primary Sampradayas. The 4th one is, see, in our tradition itself, Lakshmi Devi is the head of a Sampradaya. Right? Woman, being the head of a Sampradaya is there in our tradition itself. She is the beginning of a whole Sri Sampradaya. Right? Now, in each of these Sampradayas, there are the most exalted acharyas in each of the Sampradaya, very famous in this age, right? Like for example, in the Sri Sampradaya, who is the most famous acharya? Ramanujacharya, right? Now we see in Hyderabad they have built a huge, DT for Ramanujacharya. 1000 years ago, he was a stalwart acharya of the Sri Sampradaya, right? So that is the Sri Sampradaya. Then in Brahma Sampradaya, who is the most exalted acharya? Madhvacharya. Right? So we actually in the Hare Krishna movement, Prabhupada, Prabhupada's guru was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Right? His guru was Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. His guru was Bhaktivinoda Thakur. His guru was Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. You keep going like that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in our parampara. Go back then from Madhvacharya. From Madhva's, many disciples of Madhvacharya went to Bengal. That's why it's called Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So the sect of Madhva Sampradaya that went to Gauda Desha. Gauda Desha is Bengal. That is the Sampradaya that we come in. So Madhvacharya is the most famous Acharya in the Brahma Sampradaya. Okay. Rudra Sampradaya. Who is the famous Acharya? Huh? Shankaracharya. Yes. It is said that Vishnu Swami, now I am actually very interesting. Shankaracharya, which of these four Sampradayas he comes in? Must be in the Rudra Sampradaya thing. I should go on. I'm blanking out now. Anybody knows? See? Which Sampradaya? Nimbarkacharya Sampradaya. So he is in the Kumara Sampradaya then. Yeah. Nimbarkacharya is from the Kumara Sampradaya. So Shankaracharya is from Nimbarka Sampradaya then. So in the Rudra Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami is considered the exalted this thing. And in the, let me just, I will refer to Sadhu and Shastra now, so that I don't give a wrong interpretation. So here, I just, we have Shiva Sampradaya is Vishnu Swami and Vallabhacharya also. Vallabhacharya also comes in Shiva Sampradaya. Kumara Sampradaya is Nimbarka. So these are the four primary Sampradayas. And each of the Sampradayas, their what is being taught has a very name, what Siddhanta it is called, a Tattva. Right? For example, in the Kumara Sampradaya, it's called Dvaita Advaita Vada. Advaita means non-dual, Dvaita means dual. What is the difference? Advaita means the Lord, the living entity and Brahman is one. We are all one. Advaita. Dvaita means Atma is different, Paramatma is different. That's Dvaita. So Dvaita, Advaita Vada, combination of the two is in the Kumara Sampradaya. In the Rudra Sampradaya, it is called Shuddha Dvaita, pure monism. That is why I know Shankaracharya was actually a pure monist. So my intuition says that he must have been in the Rudra Sampradaya. He is not. Vishishta Dvaita. Separate Sampradaya. I will find that out and next I'll tell somebody to share. Then the Lakshmi Sampradaya, the Ramanujacharya's this thing, right? Their Siddhanta or Tattva is called as Vishishta Dvaita. Vishishta Dvaita. And then in the our Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, it's called Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. So it's a very detailed understanding. This class, we need one separate class for that. But just wanted to show that, what is these different paramparas. And one important thing Srila Prabhupada calls out and says, what is the function of the Guru? And there he says that the function of the Guru is to be like a postman. Right? When a postman, nowadays we may not have much interaction, direct interaction with postman. I remember even when I was in Georgia, when I first came to this country, the post people are very friendly. Our postman used to come into the house. He would sit and he would have idli and this and talk with us. And this was just in 2003. They're a little bit more friendlier and all that. So like that, in the olden days, postman used to be they used to know everybody, right? Especially in villages and all that. Now, when the postman, let's say, gets a telegram and is coming and delivering to you, you'll see the telegram. Oh, there's some bad news. This person has passed away or something. They will all feel very sad. No, let me not tell that. I'll tell something else. And he'll not come and interpret that telegram and tell something else. Because in many days, the postman used to be the only educated person in some villages, right? They used to go read out the letters and everything. Not that the postman will change the news in what is there inside. He will read out as it is. That's why Prabhupada used to say, the Bhagavad Gita is the Bhagavad Gita, he said, as it is coming down in the parampara. And in the purport, very nicely Prabhupada is telling, I'll just read this one part of the purport, very interesting. He's saying, there are innumerable interpretations rendered by different mundane scholars, but all of them do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, although they make a good business on the words of Sri Krishna. Right? Prabhupada used to say, hey, you want to tell your philosophy, you go write your own book and you become famous, no problem. Why do you take the Gita and come up with your own interpretation, make your own masala, and say this is my Gita and you become famous on the words of Krishna? Right? He's telling they're making a good business on the words of Sri Krishna. Krishna is telling, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. You offer me with love, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam. Give me a flower, fruit, water. No, they're interpreting. No, you should not give it to Krishna, but you should give it to the Atma within Krishna, which is yourself, and you can give it to yourself. No, all these different interpretations people will do. Have you heard of this? They'll say, oh, Kurukshetra, there was no place called Kurukshetra, but the Kurukshetra means this body itself is Kurukshetra. And then the horses, yes, there is a whole description of a chariot of the body and saying that the senses are like the chariot, giving an analogy. But that doesn't mean that, Kurukshetra did not exist. This body, Arjuna is this, Krishna is this, full interpretation of the Gita. Right? So one should pass on the message. So Krishna is telling, so Prabhupada is telling here, this spirit is demonic, and because demons do not believe in God, they simply enjoy the property of the Supreme. Right? Bhagavad Gita, accepted as it is a great boon to humanity. But if it is accepted as a treatise of philosophical speculations, it is simply a waste of time. So one should always receive this knowledge in parampara, understand what was the intent of the Krishna, and make sure that we are coming in one of the four sampradayas, so that our spiritual understanding and our spiritual knowledge we're receiving is bona fide. We'll stop here. Anybody has any questions or comments? No questions? Everything is very clear in the parampara. I hope we all don't end up starting our own sampradayas by like the cat sampradaya, putting under this thing. So please, always when you have a doubt about something, especially if children ask, Please take time to find out the reason why you do things. And don't tell them, hey, I'm telling, just listen to me. That's the biggest disservice you can do to them. I remember when I was a young child, I was very scientific mentality. And I became an atheist just because whenever I asked questions, they kept telling me, don't ask questions, just listen to us. And I said, you don't know. And you're just telling me all nonsense. Why will I believe you? And I stopped. Complete atheist. Then when I read Prabhupada's books, and I've met devotees, I asked so many questions. Not even one time they told me, no, don't ask this question, just listen to me. Then I said, oh, there is some knowledge in this. Right? There is some this thing. And please always, if you don't know, ask somebody and teach our children, how to understand this, why we do what we do. And if something you don't know, then say, oh, I'll find out. And if you really don't, no need to follow this. Follow only things which you know nicely. There are enough things to follow. So we'll all chant one round of Hare Krishna together. This is the process of purification that helps us connect with the Supreme Lord. Please repeat after me. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pasyata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda. We'll chant Hare Krishna together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,